I wanted to expound on what I was talking about because I did my NBA previews, and I was going to say that the Luka Doncic Anthony Edwards could be a real interesting rivalry, stat wise and impact wise. And you think about it, the last 2 years, they each knocked each other out. Remember when Dallas went to the finals, they knocked Minnesota out and at the third round in the Western Conference. And last year, Ant knocked out Luka in the first round his first year with the Lakers. So this could be a real interesting rivalry, in an interesting way because they are two of the upcoming players of today that are featured quite prominent. Who will be the first to emerge? This is the maybe rivalry we didn't see forthcoming that we might see. It's going to be interesting for this going forward. I think that these guys have an interesting battle that could possibly be that the NBA would love. Lakers, Minnesota, because the Great Lakes, and of course, where Minneapolis Lakers going to LA, and this would be perfect if you couldn't write a better storyline if these two had to battle it out. I'm sure that there's somebody that's a staff writer for the NBA, and Adam Silver is like, I sure would love to have that plot. If David Stern was alive, he would love this plot. Explain. A lot of people think Luka Doncic got a chance to be MVP this year. He's being pushed and heavily touted. Anthony Edwards is being touted because he's been studying tapes of Jordan and stuff and his whole demeanor. And you always feel like he's on the cusp of that next. Which one of these two is truly going to be on the cusp of that next? You wondering who's going to be the one to break through. Luka did get to the finals. They got one game. They lost 4-1 to Boston. Ant is knocking on the door of Western Conference Finals. And it's like he's had the bridesmaid. So which one is going to break through? Who do you see that has more in a line? The eyeball test. This is a heck of actually a battle with these two, actually, when I think about it, because then I look at it, it's an interesting battle that comes. Now, obviously, Luka gets any shot he wants. He the perimeter, and he whirls and endures his magic. Anthony Edwards is hitting that three in-game dunks, which are vicious. He's got some of the best in the last decade. And he's an exciting player to watch. So it comes down to who is going to move you more and who do you think will move the needle of the two. And I think this is going to be a battle. I'm looking forward to when they go up against each other because uh, it's interesting. When a lot of people, obviously LeBron James situation, but Rudy Gobert situation, all that. But this here is compelling to me of how going forward between these two, what could shape up to be an interesting budding rivalry. It could be really interesting. And I wonder who will have the greater year this year. All things being equal and fair, who will emerge